Okay, so hi again. So we're in front of a Kàro bike. Can you tell us more about the bike in detail? So what's special about the Kàro bike? So please tell me. We'll start in the front, go to the back, and while you explain, I will film every item on the bike.
Yeah.
Okay.
The core quality or USP of this bike is the steering, which is a cable steering that allows us complete range of the front wheel, which makes it very maneuverable and even when loaded. So it's the smallest turning radius you could realize, actually. This cable steering, it has two times two cables, so one is redundant as a backup in case something happens with one. Gives us the possibility also to have the steering axle like a normal bike, like a mountain bike, for example. It's a 72-degree angle. So the back part of the bike is like a mountain bike, and it rides very comfortable. You don't have a change in geometry from the riding position and steering from a normal bicycle. If you would have a steering rod or steering arm, like the Bullet, for example, the axle usually is pretty steep because you need to go down direct way to make the connection to the front wheel. So the steering of a long john with a steering arm feels different from a normal bike initially. You just have to get used to it, which is possible. But this is why our bike with this geometry, I can put 6-year-old kids on it and they have a easier time riding it than adults, because adults, it's in the head usually and they see, oh, the wheel is up in front, how does this work, you know? So they don't just go with the feeling like a kid would and need to get used to this first. So this is the upside, is the geometry and the riding capacity of this. A bit of a downside could be, or is often discussed, is the arms here, which is for the stability and stiffness of the frame, essential. For one, we need some place to have the wires. The other reason is that this is based on the hyperspace frame principles, which is used in bridge construction. Stathis wrote his diploma thesis about bridge construction and hyperspace frames, so this is where it comes back in. The steering, by the way, the idea about the cable steering came because Stathis was working on Piaggio Vespas back in the day, you know, the scooters, and their clutch system is with cables. So this is how he got the idea back then. When he started developing it, he introduced the bike the first time in 2016, I think, at the Berliner Fahrradschau. So the frame is super stiff. We have it now bent at a company here in Bremen. It's not easy to bend these formats of aluminum tubes. It's a special bender that pushes through and doesn't stretch. So actually the thickness, the wall thickness of the frame stays the same. And it's really durable, and it's even stiffer than before when we had it welded.
Okay.
And overall, with the aluminum and this construction, it is very lightweight. So I can pick this up easily. This is 18 kilos, and with a floorboard and everything. So the floorboard actually is one of the heavier parts of the bike because it's multiplex wood and quite dense and heavy for this reason. So there could be more lightweight
if it's
options also, but overall we don't use super lightweight parts, and still it's a very light bicycle.
So, and you have different options to organize the loading bay, so you have
Yes.
also like
Yeah.
more like how do you say it, like that it's more closed or with a chair inside for children.
Yeah. So this one is the commuter version or gravel Kàro. With the double tube here, it's the gravel Kàro, and we have with a classic little lower, same front would be the commuter bike. And so this is to commute, to transport your dog, to go shopping or anything. We have a family model that is 10 centimeters longer, the loading area, and 8 centimeters wider to transport kids, because this is a bit too small to transport a child.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the same principles apply to the longer one. For this one, we have a Cordura bag that we produce ourselves for shopping or anything. We have an open bag for the dog transport called the Bello bag. And we have a cargo box also for this model.
Yeah.
And for the longer one, the family one, we have different solutions for kids seats, a super light version or one completely in wood. With a cargo box, we have the possibility of putting aluminum boxes inside, the standard 40 by 60 boxes, and canopies, rain covers.
Yeah.
It's handy that I'm a tailor and
You make that your own, or you develop that?
I develop it
Yeah.
in-house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you
So
do that.
all the development here, we don't have to give anything out.
No, everything is.
I'm a specialist in textiles and fabrics, and stuff is in metals, and we both like woodwork, so
yeah.
there's nothing we need to
No, there's a lot of
outsource in
knowledge
terms of-
inside the company.
of development. If somebody says, I'd like a canopy, but for a dog or with, I don't know what, different kind of fabric or something like this, we usually can find a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so and the rest of the bike is more or less standard, like you have the disc brakes on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one is without fenders, but if you have the family version, it's with
Yes.
fenders. Yeah.
So this one basically is like, a commuter version and a really like a sports bike, kind of like you would use a gravel bike or something like this for your daily commute.
Yeah.
Fenders can be of help in this weather we have here in Germany. We always have hydraulic disc brakes, usually Shimano, but we build also Magura. That's no problem, and the full range there basically. And standard would be the chain gears with a 1x10. As a standard, we have the GRX crank sets, either 1x10 with 40 teeth or 2x10 with 46 and 30. And then according to this in the back, the ratio 11:42 with a 1x10 and 11:36 with a 2x10. So you have a wide range of possibilities and can actually go climbing in the mountains and go off-road and everything.
Yeah.
On this one, we have the more narrow tires and therefore a 27.5 rim. The standard otherwise would be a 36-inch wheel with a 55 millimeter wide pickup or Big Bend Plus or other tires like this. With a bigger wheel like this, we cannot go that wide. It's 50 millimeters would be the maximum. And the reason behind it is that if you have a 26-inch rear wheel with a 55 millimeter tire, the circumference of the wheel is the same as with the 27 and the 40 millimeter. So actually the wheel size stays the same, or the radius.
Yeah.
And therefore your propulsion, or how do you call it, is the same with the two tires.
Yeah.
But with the narrow tires, if you have a 26-inch, it looks really small. And it is, basically. If you have a Kojak on a 26-inch, it ends up being here or something.
Yeah.
And you need to pedal more, basically. So who wants that?
Okay. Okay. So, and I also saw this. That's also for the stiffness of the bike.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you can tell by the weldings that Torben, our welder, knows what he's doing. I had the question quite a few times if we use robots actually to weld, but no, it's not a robot, it's a Torben, and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And especially these round weldings wouldn't make sense with a robot. I mean, even really expensive, high-class producers. We've been to the Trek flagship store here in Bremen. There's a big Trek. 2 days ago, Stathis and me, and looking at they have nice bikes there. But you can tell that the straight weldings, they're done with robots. But the curved ones, they're not, because that's too difficult. And for a company like us, we couldn't afford it. Anyways.
No.
Wouldn't make sense.
No, but it looks nice. It gives it a bit of character of the bike.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Because you can see the size of the family.
Ah, yeah, it's a bit longer.
No,
Yeah.
put it right next to it. So you can see that the family model is wider, is longer, and actually it's a bit scaled here, it's a bit higher here.
A bit higher, ah yeah.
So you have a more upright riding position.
Okay. Yeah, and there's also the difference in, like, it's a little bit different.
So this is easier to step over.
Yeah. Ah, yeah.
Which
It's more or less like a slope frame. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Good one.